Big blast in GST. Will the 12% and 28% slabs be scrapped? Modi government's master plan. Just imagine. A morning when the whole nation is celebrating the 79th Independence Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi salutes the tricolour from the ramparts of the Red Fort, and suddenly, his speech echoes with an announcement directly connected to the pockets of crores of Indians. PM Modi says, "This Diwali, I am going to make it a double Diwali for you." That single line sparked both hope and curiosity inside millions of households across the country. Because the news that followed was, the government is preparing to abolish the current 12% and 28% GST tax slabs. The question arises, is this really going to happen? And if yes, how deeply will it impact our everyday lives? Today, we will dive into this subject in detail. But before that, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so that you always get updates of our latest videos first. So, without any further delay, let's begin today's discussion. Even after 79 years of independence, when we look at our economic framework, we find that taxation has always been one of the biggest concerns for the common man. When GST was introduced in 2017, it was hailed as India's biggest tax reform revolution. The idea of one nation, one tax attracted people. But with time, it became clear that GST was not as easy to implement as it looked. Multiple slabs often created confusion. Within the 5 major tax categories, 0%, 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%, it became increasingly difficult for both common people and businesses to figure out which product fell under which slab. But now, the government is preparing to simplify this entire structure. According to sources, the Modi government is considering abolishing the 12% and 28% slabs. That would mean only 2 major slabs would remain in the coming days, 5% and 18%. Just imagine, if this happens, daily expenses, from food and beverages to clothes and essentials like mobile phones, could become cheaper. This could directly ease the burden on your household budget. On Independence Day, Prime Minister Modi announced that this change would be part of the next generation GST reforms. He promised that this Diwali, people would receive a gift that would not only lower taxes but also bring huge relief to small traders and MSMEs. Just think, a small shopkeeper who struggles every month with GST complications, if the tax structure becomes simpler for him, his business would become so much easier to manage. Now, the most important question arises, why is the government planning such a big change? The government believes that if the tax slabs are reduced, people's consumption, that is, their spending, will increase. And when consumption rises, the loss in tax revenue will automatically be recovered. In a way, this would be a new formula of lower tax, higher consumption, higher revenue. But it's important to note that these reforms don't just mean lower taxes on essential and easy-to-consume goods. They also indicate higher taxes on harmful items. For example, there's now a proposal to levy 40% tax on tobacco and pan masala. This means the government is making it clear that products harmful to public health will not be given any relief. On the other hand, the government's plan regarding the online gaming industry has also come to light. Reports suggest that online gaming could be categorized as a harmful product, attracting the highest tax rate. While this decision would increase government revenue, it could also deliver a major blow to gaming companies and their millions of users. Looking at the entire proposal, the biggest benefits would go to 8 key sectors: textiles, fertilizers, renewable energy, automobiles, handicrafts, agriculture, healthcare, and insurance. In other words, everyday life and production-related sectors that are crucial both for the public and for industries could now become cheaper and more accessible. Prime Minister Modi said that over the past 8 years, his government has tried to reduce the tax burden, and now the time has come to review GST. For this, a high-power committee has been formed, and consultations have also been held with the states. It's also important to understand that GST is not just the central government's concern. States' approval is equally vital, since GST revenue adds a major share to their treasuries too. So the question is, will all the states agree to this proposal? If yes, then before Diwali the country could receive a gift that directly impacts people's pockets. But if some states oppose it, the plan may slow down. The Finance Ministry has made it clear that this proposal rests on three pillars: structural reform, rationalization of rates, and making life easier for the common people. The government wants to ensure that the tax burden doesn't become too heavy and that consumers get relief. That's why sensitive products like petroleum have still not been brought under the GST framework. Now, another interesting question arises: is this GST change just part of electoral politics? Because Diwali and the coming months also coincide with elections in several major states. In such a situation, reducing taxes and giving people a festive gift could very well be seen as a political strategy. But if we look beyond politics, this reform could truly be a game changer. Imagine a middle-class family preparing its monthly budget. If essentials like soap, toothpaste, clothes, and mobile phones become cheaper, they'll be left with more money in hand. That extra money could then be spent on other necessities, injecting fresh energy into the economy. In a country like India, where crores of people still belong to the middle and lower middle classes, this kind of tax relief could spark new hope. And that's why it's being called a double Diwali. History is witness that major economic reforms have always played a crucial role in changing people's lives. The economic liberalization policy of 1991 gave India a new direction. The 2016 demonetization and the subsequent rollout of GST in 2017 reshaped India's tax structure. And now, if the 12% and 28% slabs are abolished, this could be seen as the biggest economic reform of the next decade. But the question remains, will this change benefit everyone equally? Will both the rich and the poor get the same relief? Will its impact be the same for someone buying luxury products and for someone buying just roti and dal? That is something only the coming days will reveal. In his Independence Day speech, Prime Minister Modi said, "Keeping in mind the demand of the times, we have begun reviewing GST. This reform will bring great relief to small traders as well as ordinary citizens." This statement is not just an economic promise, but also a bridge between politics and the hopes of the people. In the end, the real question is, what kind of gift will the people of India receive this Diwali? Will the burden of 12% and 28% truly be lifted? Will our everyday lives genuinely become easier? Or will this too remain just another promise?
Taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.